Are you ready to listen to a podcast?
Here comes the Playhouse Podcast, thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices.
Find, subscribe, and listen.
If I may segue us eloquently into my favorite segment on our morning show, drunk adult or little kid. You provide the scenario. We've got to guess whether you did it as a dumb adult, drunk, or just an innocent little kid not knowing any better. Ready to rock?
I never am. I'm always wrong.
We'll start with Becky and her happy pants. What happened?
So I was breaking into a closed pool with a group of my friends, and we were climbing the fence to get in, and I totally ripped my pants wide open.
All right.
Okay, so she split her pants wide open as she was illegally entering the pool area. Drunk adult or little kid, Cash?
Drunk adults.
Think so?
Yes. But what qualifies as a little kid? You know, I've been wanting to ask you that for a while.
I mean, probably teenager. Well, 18 or under. An adult's 18, right?
Yeah, but I'm thinking like 10 or younger would be a little kid.
All right, Becky, drunk adult or little kid here?
So, yeah, I was a drunk adult. I was celebrating a birthday with one of my best friends, and we decided to go down to the pool after, midnight or so. And, let's just break in. I happen to be the shortest person in the group, and as I'm climbing over, I guess my short little legs weren't long enough to reach where they needed to, and I got snagged on the top of the fence, and my pants just got ripped wide open, and of course none of us were dressed in swim attire. So, yeah, there you go.
Good start to a great story.
Yeah.
And a fun night. Kyle, you're up next, man. Give me the scenario, please.
I pooped on the ledge of a hot tub.
Okay.
Oh, man. Sadly, I could go either way because I know some people. I'm going to say little kid.
Kyle pooped on the ledge of a hot tub as a drunk adult or little kid.
Okay, I'm a little kid.
Yes.
I'm at a friend's pool party. We all came to eat lunch. I had to wait that 30 minutes, before you go back.
Right.
My stomach starts acting up. I'm like, oh, man, I got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, the one bathroom somebody was in. I ran downstairs to the other bathroom, and not one. So went back upstairs. I went out back. I'm like, go in the bushes. No one will see me in the bushes. So I'm running towards the bushes, but I'm like, oh, it's happening now, man. So I just ran. I ran to the hot tub, and I sat on the ledge so it didn't look so obvious. And, oh, man, it was bad. It happened, and I pooped on the ledge of a hot tub.
That is awful. Have I ever told you the poop story in the minivan? Have I ever told you that story? When we were at a family friend's house, and right next door, there was like this massive soccer field. And so we go out there. I'm with there were boys in the family and stuff like that. I was like 11, 12 years old. I had my shorts on, and we were kicking the soccer ball around, and someone didn't pick up their dog doo-doo, and so I slip, okay? And this dog poop goes all over my shorts, and I feel like, okay, I'm going to take these off in their van and just roll them up. No one's ever going to find them, right? And so I did that, and she called my mom weeks later. Hey, I think Kat's poop shorts are in our minivan.
So your mom thought you crapped your pants and left them in her minivan.
And just rolled them up and hid them. She's like, you hamster. What are you doing?
Think about that now. What if one of Liam's little friends got poop on a sock and then hid it in your vehicle somewhere?
They do this. He has had a friend over that hid his poopy underwear because they were playing and he didn't want to stop playing. And so he takes them off in my bathroom, rolls them up, and puts them underneath where the linens are.
I would give anything to go back to those days.
Oh my! Where you just don't care.
It was
where
so
you think nothing will happen.
To get another at bat when you were at the church parking lot, playing baseball, that you were willing to crap yourself.
It's a
to
real
not
thing.
Have to stop the game.
Yeah. It'll go back in.
One more. I can turtle this for a while. One more, Rayleigh. I know this has to do with the pool and the fight and everything. So break this down for Kat. Drunk adult or little kid? First, the scenario.
So I kicked the out of my friend's older brother with a toy.
Okay. Like a pool toy. Drunk adult or little kid?
I'm going to say little kid.
Break it down. Drunk adult, little kid.
I was a little kid.
Yes.
We were at my friend's pool party, and her brother, who was much older than us, he kept trying to push my little brother underwater, and I kept telling him to stop, and then he wouldn't, and he called me a He's older than me. And I proceeded to get one of those balls that you can skim across the water, and I lit into him. And he ran inside crying to his parents, and we were told to leave and never invited back.
That is BA. Sometimes you got to fight back against that bully. All right. I've got Nevaeh and I've got Steven with their stories. Now, I'll tell you this much, Kat. Nevaeh has something that she strapped on her head.
Okay.
And Steven broke his ass.
All right. I want to start with Nevaeh first because that's heaven backwards, and it can't be that bad.
This is how it works. You give us the scenario. We'll figure out, were you a drunk adult or a little kid? Now, you wanted to start with Nevaeh this time around because you think it's innocent because it's heaven spelled backwards. So, Nevaeh, first tell us what you did, and then Kat's going to figure out if you were a drunk adult or a little kid.
I broke my wrist with a jock strap on my head.
Okay. Jock strap on the head.
I'm trying to picture this.
And she breaks her wrist.
All right. I'm going to say drunk adult. That sounds weird.
I would have thought little kid on this one. Which one is it?
I was a drunk adult. I was at a friend's birthday party, and his parents were out of town, so naturally we all got completely hammered. And one of the guys on the college baseball team dared me to wear a jock strap over my head and run around the block naked. Oh. I did, and I tripped in a neighbor's yard and broke my wrist on a garden gnome.
Wow.
So frustrating.
Am I 4 for 4?
You're 4 for 4.
This is pretty impressive.
And that one, by the way, feels like watching a home movie.
Yeah.
Right there. That feels
Box
like
the kangaroo.
That feels like ages 18 through 21 for me.
Yeah.
Steven, got time for yours, and then we're going to get to Liz last. But drunk adult or little kid, I know you broke your ass. What happened?
I broke my tailbone falling off the bed.
Simple enough. Falling off the bed. He broke his coccyx. Drunk adult or little kid, Kat?
Can I go 5 for 5? I'm going to say drunk adult.
Steven? I was a drunk adult.
Yes!
I was in college. My basketball team was in Vegas. We were at a tournament. We got crazy. We got a little tipsy, and, we decided to have a pillow fight, and we're jumping around on the beds, and I slipped off the edge, fell flat on my and the next day, I couldn't even walk. I found out I cracked my coccyx, and I could not even barely move. Tons of pain.
Been there. Did it sledding one time.
Yeah. You barely talked about it.
It hurts so bad. Liz, we're going to wrap up with yours. First, give us the scenario. We're going to try and figure out drunk adult or little kid. What happened to you?
All right. So me and my friend were at her relative's house, and we were refusing to leave because we were having so much fun.
Okay.
And they got me out onto the front porch while trying to get her out of the house. And I sat on the front porch yelling that someone was going to kidnap me.
Okay. So there. Drunk adult.
I don't know. You said some keywords
or little
there.
Kid.
So I'm going to say drunk adult.
I would have said little kid on this one because this seems like a stupid little kid. Liz, drunk adult or little kid?
Drunk adult.
Hey!
I knew it. Look at me.
And what was
we were babysitting. And our husbands were trying to get us out of the house, and her husband opened up the door after I said that and said, "Who would want you?" and slammed the door.
That is so funny. Just a grown woman yelling, "They're going to kidnap us." Very funny.
Liz, you're the best. Thanks for sharing with us. Have a great morning.
Radio Paparazzi.
Oh, lovely Cardi B. She had a front row seat to watch this massive yacht sinking near her vacation home.
Oh, my, it's sinking. Y'all see that? Oh, my God. They can't do nothing about it. There ain't no big boat that could save it. It's gone. It's gone.
Now imagine your $200 million yacht sinks. How could it be a worse day? You look next to you, and Cardi B is doing the play-by-play of everything you've ever loved in the world go underwater.
All right, so the moment we've all been waiting for, and that is the Johnny Depp-Amber Heard trial in its final stages. They had their closing arguments, and this is her lawyer.
It's this simple. If you believe that Depp was abusive to Amber one time ever, in any of the various forms of abuse, then your job is very easy. There's a reason that they're running as fast as they can from those sorts of abuse, because they know that he did it.
So I think it's a matter of days until we just get a conclusion.
I think they'll come back today with a verdict.
I mean, it should be. It should be very quick. Top Gun Maverick had a great weekend. I actually loved seeing all the people that went to see it in theaters. Did you see that they had the the Air Force recruiting outside of some of these theaters.
Very
yeah,
smart.
huge. But a lot of people went on double dates, date nights, because they went on their first date to the original Top Gun back in the day. I thought that was kind of cute, but it had a massive weekend, took in $156 million. Biggest movie opening for Tom Cruise ever, but sadly overshadowed by this interview that happened in 2005.
Was Nicole the love of your life? You were married for 10 years.
Listen, we raised children. How do you answer that? How do you answer that question?
And do you have a relationship where you talk? It's a parenting relationship and talk professionally about each other's.
Listen? Here's the thing, Peter. Yeah. You're stepping over a line now. You're stepping over a line. You know you are.
Well, I suppose they're questions that people want to know.
Peter, you want to know. Take responsibility for what you want to know. Don't say what other people. This is a conversation that I'm having with you right now.
You're right.
Okay, so I'm just telling you right now, put your manners back in.
Do you think I was out of line?
Yes, absolutely.
There you go. I think an interviewer's job is to ask what other people want to hear, and that is those are questions.
Read the room. If the guy doesn't want to answer stuff about his ex-wife, he's not gonna.
Blowing out their candles today, we have Farrah Abraham from Teen Mom, 31, no longer 16. Colin Farrell is 46, and Brooke Shields turning 57 today.
Hey, good morning from the Playhouse. It's Kat and JJ on 104.7 KCLD. And what'd you do to make your brother so unhappy?
Well, he is a new dad of a beautiful daughter. Her name is Ophelia.
Penelope?
No, Ophelia. And the mom and I are on the same wavelength when it comes to like baby bikinis and how freaking adorable it is to have their like big bellies and then like tiny little pigtails, and like never again in your life will you feel comfortable looking like that, you know? And I went to Target and I got her one of those towels with the head, you know, like a unicorn head.
Sure, yeah, those are great.
And then I found her the cutest bikini, and it has little rainbows all over it. And I brought it down and I put it on their front doorstep because they were gone at her family's cabin. And I get a text and he says, do you have the receipt? I go, oh, did I get the wrong size? He goes, no, I'm not putting my daughter in a baby bikini. That's horrible. I'm like, that is not horrible. And his fiance is like, we're keeping it. I love it. It's adorable. But he's just being like, he's calling it creepy. I think it's cute.
Hey, Michael, wait till your daughter orders a prom dress and it comes in an envelope.
Yeah. Sandwich size baggy.
Then tell me how creepy that is.
Oh, obviously that's never going to happen. Like he will never let that happen.
I was the same guy. And what happens over the course of 17 years, that little lady will beat you into submission to the point where you just go, whatever's going to make you happy.
I just can't wait to see her in it. I know that his fiance, Ashley, is not going to bring it back. And I'm not giving the receipt.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Because it's so cute. And it's not like it has a spot for cleavage. It's like one long, like,
why, is she stacked?
Size there. Are you disgusting? What is wrong with you?
Just kidding.
It's not even 7 months. But anyway, we're excited for swim season. And I'm like, that is not creepy. It's cute. So I want just like people that, did you put your baby in a bikini? Was it an issue in the house?
And like,
was the house divided?
The little pool, the plastic one you put in your front yard, that doesn't count. We're talking like you go to the beach.
Take them to the aquatic center, take them to the beach in their baby bikini with their little big baby belly.
Well, and then they got the big diaper on under the right?
Yes, I love that. I cannot wait to see her at the beach with this thing on. Like, she's adorable. So, did it divide your household? Should he feel like that? I don't think he should.
Look at all the cute little babies. I'm not giving my brother his receipt back. I'm not going to give it to him because my niece is going to look so adorable at the pool. Ophelia slaps on this bikini.
Yeah.
Struts her little stuff, her 7-month-old stuff.
I don't know why you have to paint that picture, but she's going to be floating in one of those little tubes with the umbrella over it. And she's going to have her cute bikini on that I bought her at Target. Like, I saw it, and when something screams someone's name, you have to buy it. I was like, that's Ophelia.
I don't know if that's ever happened to me.
100% little rainbows all over it. And his fiance, she just texted me, thumbs up, love it. And I'm like, yes.
But your brother won't put the bikini on the 7-month-old, huh?
He won't be around when she's in it.
Ashley, did you put the bikini on your little babies?
Yeah, I did.
And did it turn out to make them serial killers?
No, my daughter's 7 months right now. When she was a month old, we went to an indoor water park, so I put her in one then.
Oh, my God. How cute was it?
It was so cute. It was a little sunflower one.
Yeah.
It was adorable.
I know.
Did you ever get the feeling that weirdos were looking at her like in a weird way, or is that just like you expect people to be good humans?
No, because most of the time when you have an infant dressed up in that, like, need to go swimming, it's with other kids and they're with other parents.
Yeah.
There it is, yeah.
So they're not focused on your kid, they're focused on their kids.
I know. I think he's a little overprotective in this sense. Like, I get other stuff. Like, don't go door to door by yourself selling Girl Scout cookies. You know, be there for. But a bikini when they're 7 months old at the pool, I think it's totally okay. Nicole just wrote win.
Hey,
for the win.
Ashley, would you? Oh, hi, Cindy.
I'm sorry, what?
Well, we just got people randomly walking into the studio while we're live on the air, and they don't even.
We're not
know
professional enough. It throws us off.
Were they? Well, what do you do for a living, Ashley? Can I ask?
I'm a CNA.
Okay, so let's say you're taking care of somebody, and you're into one of the dirty parts of taking care of them, and it's a really, really intimate situation, and maybe there's 100,000 people listening to you take care of them,
and someone pops in and gives you a song request.
I was like, "Hey, how's it going, Ashley?" Would that throw you off a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
All right. Have a great day. Thanks for chiming in.
Online critics are making fun of this Georgia rep named Marjorie Taylor Greene because she mispronounced something. I'm trying to listen to it over and over again to see if maybe she was just talking fast. Okay.
The government totally wants to provide surveillance on every part of your life. They want to know when you're eating. They want to know if you're eating a cheeseburger, which is very bad because Bill Gates wants you to eat his fake meat that grows in a Peachtree dish.
A Peachtree dish?
You mean a Petri dish?
I think maybe that's what she meant. I really hope she knows that that's the term, but people were just, I guess, the perfect people out there in the world, just slamming her over the weekend. All right, so Laz Tantalo went to a Pittsburgh Burger King to order, went through the drive-thru. Nobody was there to help, so he grabbed his camera, walked inside.
Showed up to this Burger King on Noblestown Road. And there is nobody in here. Nobody in here.
Listen to that echo.
Through nothing. Anybody here? Hello?
Now, I was reading about this, and if I got this right, somebody went to work, one person, but nobody else showed up to work, so that person just went home?
Well, they quit. They were fed up, probably with the other employees that didn't hold their own weight, so another manager had to come in and lock the place up. But this expert was like, listen, this is the way of the world now, and that makes me very sad. He goes, we're just going to have to robotize things. We're going to have to, kind of make people obsolete.
Let's see how big the silver spoon you were born with is. If you walked into an empty Burger King, could you make yourself lunch?
Could I make myself lunch? Absolutely. But
you know how to run the grills and the fryers. You could do that? No, you couldn't.
I would probably walk out because it's not my equipment to work
Never
with.
had a job like this, did you?
I worked at Dairy Queen. You know I did.
You dipped dilly bars. That's not working a grill or a fryer.
Well, I was close to both of those machines, and
you'd starve.
It can't be that hard.
I'd be well fed. You'd starve.
You would be well fed. You were well fed. And that is before you hit the door.
Let's make this thing happen. Welcome to Monday. How are we feeling? How was the long weekend, Kat?
It was good. It was needed, and we got so much done on Saturday. I can't even tell you. We were part of the Home Depot Fleet Farm crowd that, like, everyone looked confused yet determined to get stuff done. And we went and just got everything we needed. Plants. Derek did the lawn, but then we had that major rainstorm and all of the seed that he laid down popped up.
Away.
And oh my God, he was so upset. But it was good. It was a nice weekend. Much needed family time yesterday. The boys swam in the river and we went fishing. They caught some catfish at the dam. It was cute. Brunch at my sister's house, which every time she has like people over and like hosts, I'm throwing air quotes up because she can't host. She like wakes up 5 minutes before everyone gets there. And then I'm the one in the kitchen making everything. And then her kid.
It's because she doesn't want to go somewhere. That's why.
Well, she's just not a good hostess. Like, she doesn't have any drinks. Like, the only drinks she had were espresso. Not everybody wants to be all hopped up on espresso. She didn't have any like cold drinks. She's from like like in her heart, she's from Great Britain where everything is room temperature and like it's awful. And I'm like, Emily, I'm overheating. I need ice. And she has her fridge is the size of this whiteboard here.
It's got like a college fridge.
It's adorable. It's like a red retro fridge. Yep. But I'm like, Emily, you have food, right? And then like, do you have ice? No, we don't keep ice in here. And I'm just like, oh my God, you would be able to if you had a larger fridge. And so of course that started a fight and it was a lot, but it was great. I loved it.
I spent my weekend by myself.
Oh, wow.
At the cabin, working nonstop. And people say, yo, JJ, hey, don't you have 3 able-bodied, healthy, athletic children that could help you?
I saw all those comments.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Yep.
Where are they?
Where were they?
One didn't come out.
Okay.
The other one didn't come out. The other one did come out. And to my son, Peyton, here's what I needed. After being there for 2 days, or a day and a half, I have a laundry list of stuff. And he said he was going to come out with his friends anyways. Can you bring this? I texted him this laundry list of stuff.
Yeah.
He brings half of it, which means I could get nothing else done.
Yeah.
Stays for 4 shovel loads of dirt. And then goes, all right, well, I got to see you later then.
Oh, my God.
And I just stood there going, you've got to be kidding me.
Why don't you, like, literally stop helping them with stuff?
What am I going to do? What am I going to do?
I just told you.
How?
I gave you the answer.
How?
Just stop. Just stop.
Did.
Don't do anything anymore.
The problem is I got a wife who got a real affinity to these children and wants to just leave them spoiled rotten. But I turned the page, and this morning, I don't know if you saw.
I did. I saw it locked up.
Pulled up in the hog.
Oh, my God.
I made my way into work at a robust 32 miles an hour, baby.
Let me read this. 10:42 yesterday.
First off, let me set the tone real quick.
Okay.
My truck is in the body shop.
Okay.
For now 8 days for a dented bumper.
That's crazy.
You're telling me I was supposed to have it this weekend because I had work to do?
Yeah.
Like things that you need a truck for?
Why wouldn't they wait to order it and then have you come in?
Apparently they had it for 3 or 4 days and then realized they were going to need more parts. So I'm told now maybe today, for sure tomorrow.
Okay. Here's a text. Hey, is there any chance you might be able to give me a ride to work tomorrow? They're still not done with my truck. Trish needs her car. Is that a huge bother? I said, of course. I'll be there at 4:10. Have your shoes on. Sit on the front step. You said, thanks. Will do.
And I imagine myself just sitting there, both hands on my chin, waiting, like little bugs floating around, my dog at the door saying, bye, Daddy.
We're coming home from my sister's house, and Liam goes, JJ just texted. He said, actually, scratch that. I think I'll ride the hog in. Thanks. And Liam goes, he has a pig? I said, no, it's not a pig. I said, he's talking about his moped. And then I wrote, that'll look cool. And the thing is, I know that you just are such a proud man. Not too long ago, it was like warmer out in the morning, and you were like, it's still too chilly to ride it in. So I feel like you were just trying to prove to me that you could still ride it in when it's 58 degrees outside.
It wasn't warm, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But what was the worst is it's really windy.
Yeah.
And there was a couple of turns I took where I got the Lloyd Christmas wobbles a little bit, where I was like, whoa, it's super windy out here. So,
man.
The Moped Mafia well represented. You're
Shall
welcome.
ride at dawn.
Before dawn, man. It was like a 3:38 ride in. And
I would not ride on Cooper with one of those. Okay.
I came in the backside past the country club.
Yeah.
And then up 9th.
Okay.
It's a little bit less of a traveled road. And Cooper's all blocked up anyways, so I can't come all the way up that way. But the Mafia in full effect. Trending today are the things that make office workers lose their cool. All right. There's this new list out. Some of the things that make it. Dirty toilets. Would that make you lose your cool at work?
I mean, if they were dirty all the time, like massively dirty, I would be upset about that. Yeah.
Also making the list, Kat, someone else pointing out mistakes that you've made. Like, let's say you don't know how to do something, and instead of helping you do something, they send you a tutorial on how to do it, and they take more time to put together the tutorial and copy and paste the tutorial than to just fix it and tell you it's fixed. Would that make you angry?
That would make me a little bit perturbed. Absolutely.
How about the
quite specific?
How about the printer not working at
Yeah.
4:11 a.m. and there's no support for that?
I know. And you're not taught how to put the cartridge in if it is an ink situation. Yeah, that would make me upset, I think.
The number one thing, though, that will make office workers lose their cool is unreasonable colleagues.
Okay.
I don't think we have that much of that going on around here. What's the number one thing, if you were to lose your cool today here at work, what would be your number one thing that would probably set you off?
I think the lack of envelopes that fit our thank you cards. So we have latent thank you cards, and we have too small of envelopes. So we need to order larger envelopes to accommodate the size of the thank you letters.
You think somebody's sitting in a cubicle over there just watching you grab the cards and the envelopes, knowing that you're going to have to come back for different envelopes and laughing about
I
it?
stand there and then I have to go like this with
Measure
it
'em
and
up.
measure them up, and then I'm like, God, they don't fit. Well, the question I'm going to ask people after I tell this story is, one, should my sister be a little nervous? And two, have you ever been in a situation where you felt like you were being followed? Okay, so what happens is all of last year, she was working from home, so she'd bring the dog at different times of the day to the dog park. It wouldn't be every day at 12 or every day at 1 o'clock. So somebody wouldn't know her pattern, which is weird. So
Was that her intent, is to not have a pattern, or it was just worked out that way?
It was just whatever.
Okay, so she
the dog's
wasn't
ready to go.
She wasn't paranoid and made sure to go on different times every day. It just worked out.
But after a while, it got really weird. And my mom was with her several times when this guy was there. My nephew was there several times. And his name is Bob. And he's very friendly. He's about, I don't know, he looked my age. But he has this funky looking dog. And he's kind of a globber on her, like when you start giving a mouse a cookie, they take the whole thing, And so she gives him a little bit of attention. And
gave
then
him her
he's like,
cookie?
yeah. And he won't go away. And so she's telling me about him because I've never seen him before. And on, what day is it today? So on Thursday, she took the dog walking on this river path by her house. There's Bob. Then we're down at the river yesterday. And she's telling me, yeah, this guy's like everywhere. And she's telling me, I look up, this guy walks by because I don't know what he looks like. She turns around, ghost white. She's ghost white. She goes, oh my God, that's Bob. Liam goes, who's Bob?
Oh.
Like that. The guy turns his head a little bit and kept walking. So he knew.
Does he look weird?
He doesn't look weird.
You just think he's walking his dog too much?
I don't know. Like, this is me thinking, like, could he have, because every time he sees them, he'll get down with Cal and like, hey, how's it going, buddy? Could he have put a tracking device on Cal's
Stop this
collar?
insanity.
That's not insanity. It can happen. I mean,
You
if you can
realize
put
what's
a
going on
tiny
here.
little device on the inside of a woman's car, like tire well, and follow her wherever she goes, you could do it to a dog's collar.
Do you guys realize that there's one nice human being left on the planet and you're chastising him on the radio?
I'm not saying that he is a killer. I'm just saying it's very, very
Let me ask a
weird.
couple questions. Has he ever done anything or said anything that would make her believe he has anything other than just kind intentions on his head?
He
on his
asks
mind?
her questions about her life only. He'll never divulge information about
Does
his
she ask
life.
him about his life?
She does, but then he'll circle back to hers. But I go, have you ever told him where you live or like where you work? She's like, no, I've never told him like personal information like
So
that.
he's a nice guy, and you think he's a killer.
Oh, I'm very, I don't know. Like, what are the odds? What are the odds for real?
I think the odds are better that he's a nice human being and he's just trying to be kind. than that
Always there.
I don't think he fillets human beings.
I don't want her to find out.
God, you guys are the problem with what we got going on. You just immediately think that somebody's up to no good because they're kind.
People get obsessive in their minds. Some people feel like,
Do you think your sister's a little full of herself? A little bit?
maybe after the first few where she's like, oh my God, he's like obsessed with me. But this is going on close to 50 in the last year.
Okay, let's turn it over to you
Okay.
guys. I think you guys found the last nice man on the planet, and you're making him into a killer.
Angela, I agree with you. She just wrote the word creeper with some eyes.
Not a creeper. He's a nice guy.
It's a creepy situation.
God, you guys have
somebody
made
would show up all the time.
You literally have made it so a single man with a dog can't leave his house before somebody thinks he's up to no good.
And the conversation she's having with me, and he walks right behind her. How weird is that? I don't even know what he looks like.
Oh, God. You guys are killing me. If you missed it, Kat and her sister now are trying to make the last normal, nice guy on the planet into a serial killer, and I'm not going to stand for it.
All I know is most Datelines have stories that have a plot like this.
Guys.
They met at a dog park.
So Kat's
And he showed
sister
up.
takes her dog for a walk. Routinely sees a guy named Bob. They've conversed. He seems like a normal guy. And Kat's with her sister yesterday. They're down by the river. The guy walks by. Her sister goes, "That's Bob." And he kind of turns and looks back. Now, did you get a creepy feel off this guy before you knew who he was? Be honest.
Like, as he was walking towards us? No, I thought it was any other guy.
See?
Until I found out that he's literally everywhere where my sister is. And then it turns into something else in your mind. She said over probably 50 times has she had a run-in with this guy around town.
Oh, so it's not only at the dog park.
We weren't near a dog park.
Oh.
We were at the river by her house. So does he live by her? Where does he live? He didn't like go down and then turn back around and come back to us. We were watching him as he went around the bend. We were like, all right, let's get out of here. But like, what are the odds that she's telling me about Bob and Bob walks by right behind her? I just think it's a little weird. And to have it happen over 50 times in 1 year. I said, should he be worried? Absolutely not. He's slaying someone. That's just it.
He's not filleting someone. You guys, you're letting your imagination run away with you. But in fairness, has he done any one single thing to make you think that he is beyond just being a nice guy?
Not to me. But
to her?
Please put Reagan in this situation. If there is a man that's literally everywhere she is at any given time, this is not a routine. It's not like, oh, I knew you were going to be here at noon because you're here every day at noon. It's all different times of the day. This one, I would call him out if that's the case. I don't want her to because I don't want him to get embarrassed because embarrassed people get mad. Mad people do irrational things.
A lot of people are saying this is creepy. Man, it's a coincidence that they see each other. And you're going to say that this guy is creepy?
I would say a coincidence is 3 times. I'd say this is a coincidence that we are walking our dogs in the same spot. Over 50? Probably not. Might have to get a car to sit outside her house. That's where I'm.
You're going to hire a private investigator?
No, she has more money than I do. So she could figure that out. But I'm just saying, I just thought it was really, really weird.
I think you guys are chastising the last normal man. This is what makes
guys... I think we're women and we're heightened to the situation. Men, you have the luxury to feel this way. Women do not. We always have to be heightened to predators. For sure. Did you just roll your eyes?
I didn't.
You rolled your eyes. I didn't even see the color of your eyes anymore. I just saw white.
I didn't roll my eyes.
That was upsetting.
Not saying you shouldn't be careful.
You did with your eyeballs. You just said that.
You guys, you labeled this man a predator, and all he's doing is walking his dog and being kind. That's it. That's all this man has done, and you use the word predator.
Coincidence, I think not, this person said. Brendan, a guy. No such thing as a coincidence. All right, so Florida police released the mugshot of a 10-year-old boy, which I do not agree with. I think that at 10 years old, you're not a lost soul. You make mistakes, but right now you can't really make mistakes. He allegedly had texted something that people are very heightened about.
Our school threat assessment team received a text message from a 5th grader. The text said, obviously, he described wads of cash and get ready to commit a mass shooting, which is very disturbing. We don't wait 1 second. We investigate every threat as if it's real. While I understand a boy is 10 years old, his brain's not fully developed, he's a juvenile. When a 10-year-old presses the trigger, the aftermath is the same regardless of the age. And we hold the parents accountable. Nothing is off limits today. So I need the parents to be parents.
I'm okay with his mugshot coming out and his name coming out.
Really?
I'm okay.
Wow.
Hear my rationing on this.
Okay.
I understand he's not a fully developed adult, and I get that. I don't think you prosecute him as an adult. But here's the one thing that hasn't gotten through to these kids that are doing these atrocious crimes, is that there's going to be severe repercussions if we catch you before it happens.
Yeah.
So right now, you catch a juvenile before it happens. Great. You stopped a mass murder, right? But what really happens to them? Right now, I think everything that goes through somebody's head, if they're thinking about doing something like this, should be this large mountain of repercussions. Not glory on the internet, not fame, not revenge, whatever sparks somebody to get to that point. If this can deter one more, then I'm fine with it.
Well, he's all about holding parents responsible. What do you think of having both parents, their faces there? Because if he's going to hold them responsible, bring them in. Does this child have access to guns? Are they being kept somewhere safe where he has no access? Is this just a 10-year-old saying something?
I think this is a way of deterring more. I think if this deters one more shooting, then I'm all into it.
Oh, I'm all about that. I just don't know if you should show a 10-year-old's face like that. I feel like parents... Definitely.
I'd rather show this 10-year-old's face than 19 more 10-year-olds in somebody's meme that goes up there. I don't have problems with this.
I know it's not a Thursday, but I just thought, what's your first thought on having a 10-year-old arrested, mugshot put out there for everybody to see? Do you think that this is the right process and protocol? Do you think that we should be a little bit more sensitive, some people are saying? Do you think we should go after the parents more so than the 10-year-old? What's your first thought?
You got to kick this kid out of the school for sure, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And then it's on the parents to make sure that this kid gets an education still, right? He's 5th grade. He's still got 6-7 years more.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably finishing up his 5th grade, so he's got 6 through 12. They got to find a school for this kid to go to now, with everybody knowing that he threatened to shoot up a school.
Yeah, I think this is probably homeschool until you're done. You know, like you really don't want to expose them.
But then what? Then you got to run them through so many levels of psychobabble to be able to get back into mainstream school? Is that what's going to happen?
Maybe this will have more parents sitting down with their kids. Maybe you are on your way to school like my child is with my husband, and I talked to my child, my almost 10-year-old last night, and said, listen, I don't care if you think it's a joke, or you got to watch your words because you never ever know how somebody's going to take it.
Talking about this young man who had basically sent out like this mass text message talking about getting money and shooting up a school. So cops move in. They arrest him.
Yep. He's been charged with making a written threat to conduct a mass shooting at an elementary school. I mean, there it's just any school obviously is terrible, but like an elementary school where the kids are
so innocent,
unable to really do anything about it. But yeah, this 10-year-old boy is mugshot out there for people to publicly judge. Some people saying don't do that. I'm kind of on that wavelength. I think more so show the parents. And I mean, what parent wants to be highlighted like that ever? So that's when those serious conversations happen at home.
Do you believe that there can be an instance where something like this happens and the parents are just blindsided by this? They're like, I had no idea my son was thinking these thoughts.
Maybe. I mean, depends on if your kid is just saying this to fit in with their friends, or if they're hurt from something that happened that day. Another dangerous thing about having phones at 10 years old.
Yeah, you're exposed to a lot. Now, Tisha, before we get your thought on this, is this the same Tisha that called with the swearing parrot a while ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So, and is this parrot still around, the one that cusses?
No, well, he was rehomed.
Oh, okay. And how is he doing? Has he learned like better manners, or is it still bad?
We got him that way.
Oh.
Like, he swore once got him.
So it's somebody else's fault.
So you didn't teach him any cuss words. He just came pre-swearing.
So what's your thought on this whole thing?
I'm just interested in the parrot still.
I know
I'm sorry.
you are.
Right,
so what's your thought on the whole 10-year-old mugshot situation?
I think it's a good idea. It shows kids that there are repercussions, because I have 3 kids, and we've had a long talk about this even in our household, even playing, your Minecraft, your Call of Duty, those types of things. You have to watch what you say in school because you never know who's going to misinterpret it. And they need to see that if they do something like this, that there are major repercussions about it.
You have to watch what you say.
Your business.
When your kid has those headphones on and the microphone, and sometimes you can hear what other kids are saying. Sometimes my kid will play without his headphones on, and I hear the kids on the TV. I mean, they're idiots. You know what I mean? Like, they don't know what they're saying. And if there was another mom in there and somebody over the, video game said something terrible, like in the heat of the moment, I want to bring this bazooka to school or something like that. I mean, they could get in big trouble. This is an important conversation.
Yes. So I think if the parents weren't involved enough to know what this kiddo was doing, I'm that mom. I dig through their computers and I've found things and they've gotten in trouble for it.
Yeah.
And if it got to the point where they're sending messages like that and not making smart decisions, well, now your name's plastered all over the news.
Yep.
So you're in favor of the mugshot, inexplicably.
Yes.
All right. Well, I appreciate your thoughts, and if you do see the parrot again, tell them to kiss my ass for me.
I'll tell them to give you a call.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a great day, Tisha.
What would you even do if you got a call from a parent?
Wouldn't that be the greatest?
Heard you were looking for me. You'd be like, what?
Hey, dummy. You looking for me?
All right.
Back to the mugshot thing. Your guys' thoughts. I have a lot of people texting in. I have mixed emotions about this. I don't think a 10-year-old should be plastered all over the internet. He didn't, the one person that texted in, he didn't do anything.
He did do something.
I know. Technically, he did not shoot the place up.
Yeah.
But a threat like that has to be taken so seriously because we shouldn't be losing any more.
So I'm all about hacks and things that'll make yourself or make your life easier. Things that, that you'll benefit from. And just wait for the next 4 before you hit the door because I made a mistake when it comes to the whole avocado situation. But this, I had no idea about.
Here's something I didn't know until I was in my 30s. You're supposed to store a broom upside down. Hanging the broom keeps the ends nice and straight. If you have nowhere to hang your broom, you can just flip the broom upside down and lean it in a corner on its handle.
If I walk into your house and I open the closet to put my coat in your walk-in closet and I see your broom upside down, I'm putting my coat back on and leaving.
I feel like that would be really gross. I feel like things would just fall off of it.
Do you know who used to do that?
Hitler.
Mussolini.
Same difference. But I want to know, some people go, oh my God, what a great hack. I'll remember to do this from now on and not mistreat my broom. But we posted over the weekend, just give us some advice, a thread of just advice, things that will benefit your life. Oh my God, we had over 110.
Except for the dead body one.
That was a weird one.
The dead body one somebody said, make sure to freeze a dead body for a couple of days before you throw it in a body of water because it won't float then.
Yeah.
I was like, what are we doing here, guys?
Yeah, don't take that advice. But Venna says when you buy a replacement food item like a bottle of ketchup, write the word on the cap so you know that you've already bought one. For me, that word is pantry. Pick any word, and then you can write it on your grocery list. So if you look and you're like, oh, I'm going to be out of ketchup, then I can write that on my grocery list.
I don't think she's stupid, but that's stupid.
Okay. Ann says, don't pick your nose in public. I think that's a great one. Angela, never poke a sleeping bear with a short stick. My uncle used to say that.
What does that mean?
Melody says, washing your hands after you cut up hot peppers. Highly recommended, especially if it's date night.
Smart. Tammy had my favorite. This one. You can bend a small tree, but you can't bend a big tree. She said, don't wait till your kids are big trees to help them be the best person they can. It says, too late. Start when they're small trees. Advice credit to my dad.
I love that.
Kayla, how are you?
Doing okay. How about yourself?
Good. Does it feel weird that it's Tuesday and not Monday?
Sort of, but I only got a couple of days left of school.
So what do you teach?
Special education.
Okay, and what do you do during the summer? Like, do you have one of those side jobs, like you work at a bar?
This year, actually will be my first time not really working in the summer, but my husband owns a business, so I'll probably end up helping there.
Sure. Girl, I like it. We were talking this morning about just an amazing piece of advice that kind of stuck with you, or one that you'd like to pass along. What's yours?
Mine was, a picture is worth 1,000 words, but actions speak louder than words.
Okay. That is so true.
Kat's an aspiring Instagram booty model. What would you tell her about her pictures?
I don't have Instagram, so you go, Kat.
Thank you. It's actually worth 1,000,000 words.
It's
when you
really
look at
not what a lot of other people are saying, so you're a little rare there, but I appreciate that. Plans for the day? What are you doing? Just other than finishing up school, how many more days left? You said 2?
We've got till Friday.
All right. Well, hey, grind away. I'm sure the kiddos appreciate you. I hope you have a good summer, all right?
Thank you. You
Take
guys
care.
as well.
Did you see the big chunk of news today? And I know you didn't mention it in your Ford before you hit the door, but research is back that more ladies this year are preferring the dad bod than any other year so far. As we start getting ready for beach season, fellas, you got a little extra? It's okay. The dad bod is still in a significant way.
That's good news. How you feel about that? Good?
Feel like a leader.
Good.
I feel like I'm leading the way.
A poster boy.
I'm leading the way with the guys that clearly don't care what they look like anymore.
I don't know. I want to see how you act with your kids in the water. That's smoking hot. I don't care what your body looks like. Are you playing with your kids or are you smoking on the sand?
I was going to say, if you're having a cigar and a beer watching, that's bad look then?
It's a bad look. It's not very attractive.
You know who's suffering the worst, though, are gyms. They are seeing a significant decrease in memberships because guys are going, oh, well, if everybody else is okay with a dad bod, then why would I pay to go to the gym? One of those gyms that's suffering is PlanetFitLess.
If your boyfriend or hubby spends more time at the gym than he spends with you, if his muscular pecs are bigger than your boobs, if his chiseled physique creates pressure for you to look flawless, and his rock-hard abs are actually uncomfortable to lay on, then send him to PlanetFitLess. At PlanetFitLess, they have trainers who are real overweight dads.
Always remember, guys with dad bods make a good pillow, we're always down for pizza, and we're usually more fun. So come get real and sexy.
Ready to help guys with hot bods quickly upgrade to the more attractive body type. PlanetFitLess.
Getting out of the recliner is an ab exercise.
Less pressure, more pleasure.
So talking about the last insurance call that you have had to make, I venture to think that there will be a lot of people on the phone today.
This time of the year, the storms go through everywhere. No matter where you're listening, there's a good chance that you're going to get some kind of a storm in the spring or in the early summer, and you're probably going to be on the phone with your insurance company. I was mowing the lawn the other day. Guy comes over and he goes, hey, you got hail damage? I go, I don't know. And he goes, well, I can take a look around, and then I'll contact your insurance company, and then if they want to pay for a new roof, I'll just do the work. I go, you want to, while I mow my lawn, climb on my roof? And he goes, yeah. I go, knock yourself out.
Yeah.
And he comes back and he shows me all these pictures. I'm pretty sure this is hail damage. I go, what do you need? Well, call your insurance company. I'm like, I'll tell my wife.
I thought you were going to call me.
I go, I'll tell my wife. That's where I'm at with that.
So sometimes they go up there with like paint scrapers and then just kind of pop a couple of shingles up, and then that could open your house up for and susceptible to like water damage through those shingles. So you got to watch out for that stuff. But Sarah, did you see that picture she texted?
No.
The storm completely flipped her pontoon over. Oh. That's how strong the winds were. Picked her boat up and flipped it over in the water. So I'm sure she's going to have to make a nice little phone call to the insurance company.
You know, most of the time those aren't salvageable because all the electronics get shot.
I remember when we moved into our house, it was April, but it was like a snowstorm April. And then we had to wait to get our driveway put in, and they put it in. That night, there was a storm with like almost baseball size hail. So it just looked dented. Like the entire
they had to come
driveway
back in and redo it.
Was dented. It was like braille. It was crazy. So yeah, that was the insurance call that I had to make. But I had to spend, it was like close to an hour and a half on the phone just for them at the end to say, oh, all you had to do was submit photos to this link and we will get this going for you.
I see these commercials all the time for the companies that just say, if you have our app, submit a couple of pictures of your fender bender, and that's basically what I did with mine. I had a fender bender in January, and like somebody backed into my truck in a parking lot, and submitted it to the insurance company, just a couple of pictures, and they were like, okay, take it wherever you want.
Yeah.
And that was just it. But it's taking them a long time to fix it.
Yeah. So what's that last insurance call that you had to make? What was it about?
Oh, Dave, let me get this right. This is because of your puppy?
Yeah, it was raining, and our sub pumps were going off and on downstairs while we were at work. And he got spooked by the sub pump. He was young, went down there and started biting at the sub pump.
Oh, no.
Causing it to get caught up, and our basement flooded.
Oh, my God.
Can you imagine coming home to that?
That
you're
is
just
the
a little
worst.
dog, too. You're just going to blame a little dog for this.
I know. What could they possibly do? I remember, do you remember sitting here during the show and Derek calls? We're 2 days into living at our house and the water line froze and everything that we had sent down the drain, you know what I'm saying, was coming back up in our unfinished basement like a fountain of poo. And I'm like, oh, this is terrible. Saw the footage of Long Prairie. They were like completely underwater. It was crazy. This van was like turning left or right and was floating through the water until the tires could reach the ground again. It was crazy. Those people are going to be dealing with something for a long time. That water damage.
You know, it's easy for us to sit here and say, oh, well, they're just things. They can be replaced and, stuff like that.
That's a lot to deal with.
It turns your life upside down.
Yeah.
You still got to, then you got to go back to work today. Your kid's probably got a day or two of school left.
Yep.
That's a tough road. I want to talk to Ellen over here on 3 because from what I understand, Ellen has an egg story and insurance. Go for it.
Well, I was boiling eggs to make deviled eggs.
Sure.
And I left the house. And when I returned 3 hours later, the pan was totally dried up. The eggs had exploded, and the smell of sulfur in the house was terrible. The insurance company got involved, and it was about a $1,800 claim.
Yeah.
Look at that.
She's
Just to get
so
you.
lucky. You are very lucky that something else did not happen.
Yeah, like a fire.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Can you imagine the smell of sulfur being so bad in your home that you have to insure it? Like you have to get a brand new. So I'm guessing that's just.
No, it's like probably what you did with your fire. You had the ozone people come in.
And they probably got to repaint. You got to put the kills up, right? And then repaint. Remember that time you had a little bit of something going on with the insurance company, Jennifer? This is not you. This is like what?
So I had this friend of a friend.
Okay.
He won a significant amount of money, I believe, from like a scratch-off ticket. But so what he did, he went out and he bought like $120,000 truck, like personalized it, everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this genius didn't think to get insurance for the truck or health insurance for himself.
Oh, my God.
So, about a month after he got his brand new truck, he ended up totaling it. And since he didn't have any insurance and he totaled it on his own, I'm pretty sure he ran it into like a light post or something like that. He had to pay for his medical bills on his own because he didn't have any insurance, and he didn't get any money back for totaling his truck.
Right.
So it was gone.
Genius is the right word when you use that back there.
That's exactly what would happen. Like when you stop paying for insurance, you need it instantly. When you go a whole year without needing medical insurance, you're like, well, at least I'm glad that it would be there to help out.
The weird part is I had my sophomore roommate in college. This kid grew up really rich in California. His parents had moved to a suburb of Chicago. His dad was a computer programmer, and they had a ton of money. But his father also believed that insurance was gambling.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So no life insurance.
Yeah.
No health insurance. Had car insurance because you had to have it. The only insurance he ever carried was anything you absolutely had to have. Like you have to have at least some liability insurance on your vehicle, right?
Yeah.
And so when they bought vehicles, I mean, and my roommate, these guys, like I said, he had I think it was like a $45,000 Mercedes that he got for his graduation gift. No insurance on it because they paid cash for it. So it was only liability insurance in case he hurt somebody else.
Yeah.
But his dad thought all insurance was gambling. And they were devout Christians, and it says in the Bible you cannot gamble. And so he wouldn't take insurance out on anything.
Oh, man.
And I just remember looking at him going, if you fall down the stairs and you break your neck and you end up in the hospital for 5 years, Your parents have to pay every penny of that.
Yeah. This may be a dumb question, but do you have to have health insurance right now?
I don't think you have to.
Like, didn't you have to when Obama was in office? I felt like you had to.
Everybody's texting in real quick. My husband hasn't had life insurance in years, or hasn't had medical insurance in years. I'm just like...
Yeah, but is there a mini fine when you do your taxes is my question.
Say that again?
Is there a fine that you have to pay when you do your taxes is my question.
Oh, I don't think so.
I think someone just said that.
You have to pay a fine?
I think you have to still pay a fine when you do your taxes if you don't have health insurance, says Jessica. Is that Jessica on? I had a couple of knowledgeable people text in. I would like for them to call in.
No.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, so we're doing our best. I would feel uncomfortable as a family man.
Right.
Not having health insurance.
I have a very, very single friend, and he forever has not had insurance. And I'm like, do you go in and get your... But he can go through the state and get dental updates and stuff like that. And he just pays out of pocket for it.
You just never know when your health is going to turn. I mean, you can be living the healthiest lifestyle in the world and end up in the hospital and then go broke and have to sell your house because of it. That doesn't sound like fun.
People holding garage sales in Detroit and other locations across the country. You need to listen up for this.
We were checking just cashing out at the end of the weekend, and I noticed that the bills kind of felt a little funny. I was totally in shock because it's a garage sale, right? And you just don't expect people to rip off at a garage sale.
There's a special spot in hell for you if you're using funny money at a garage sale.
That is crazy, but just something to look out for when you're swapping out the cash for goods. AAA warning that Memorial Day weekend marked the start to the very dangerous time of the year. It's called the 100 Deadliest Days, and it goes right through Labor Day. And this is a great chance for you to sit down.
Thanks for making it fun, AAA.
Yeah, talk to your teens, by the way. 30% of those deaths involve teen drivers occurring between Memorial Day and Labor Day, and that's ages 16 to 19. And you just got to make sure that everybody stays safe. This TikToker named Sydney Raz was just like me. I went on my social media. I'm like, this is an incredible hack. You put avocados in a bowl of water and you keep it in the fridge, and they literally stay good for 3-4 weeks. You cut them open. They're amazing and they're perfect. I didn't get diarrhea. Evidently, you're not supposed to do that.
Turns out this is not such a good idea.
Listeria,
and the reason is that storing your avocados this way can actually promote the growth of 2 different types of bacteria, Salmonella and Listeria, and it can lead to poisoning with these bacteria. You may be like me, and initially my thoughts were, just wash the avocados. It turns out these bacteria are actually pretty powerful, and they actually penetrate through the skin and get to the flesh and multiply there. So the bottom line is that you just really don't want to do this. You want to store your avocados in a dry environment, whether that's in the fridge or on the counter.
In the crisper, please.
Listen, I'm still going to do it because avocados are very
Till you get Listeria. Don't mess with Listeria. I'm telling you. You think the booty problems
I won't do 3 weeks.
You've had before? This is going to be a whole epic volcano situation
Maybe
that
I'll do a week.
I'm not prepared to deal with this.
You can't do the show alone because I get Listeria.
Right.
You're quite selfish, sir.
Now, what's the most frustrating thing when you come home other than your car not starting in the 45 below wind chill?
About the trip?
Yeah.
What's the most frustrating thing?
For me, it's waiting for your luggage on the carousel.
Yeah, probably.
I can't. It's wasted time. And I always feel like there's something we should be doing. Wasting time, waiting for your luggage to come down that carousel is the worst.
I think it's just going through customs and having to get all your paperwork back out again. But I mean, that's just such a small part of the trip. But it's one of those that you're just like, oh, all right, let's go.
Now, 3 ways that you can make your bags come out first after a flight. Sitting right in front of me. Number 3, fly first class, rise up the ranks in the airline's frequent flyer club, get an airline credit card, priority things. Basically become like an airline VIP. What happened? That'll cost you. But you'll get a priority tag on your bags, which means they'll be the first ones out.
That means they're the first ones down the carousel.
Yeah.
Okay.
And out of the plane. And that means you move on with the rest of your trip first.
I don't know if I'm willing to pay that much.
Number 2, ask for a fragile sticker. It's a little unethical, but if you ask for a fragile sticker, they'll check your bag last.
Yeah.
And they'll load it at the end, so it'll be off first. Therefore,
so what, they take it down personally?
Wait, no, I'm saying these are the bags you check, right? It's got all your stuff in it.
Right.
Ask for a fragile sticker. It's the last one to go on the plane. Therefore, it's the first one off the plane and onto the carousel. and off you go to enjoy your vacation.
So now you don't have to buy a first class ticket. Now just label everything fragile.
Well, again, maybe there's nothing fragile in there. It's a little unethical. But the number one way to make sure your bag is first on the carousel and you can move on, figure out what the cutoff time is for bags for your flight. It's usually about 45 minutes before takeoff. Then check it at the very last minute. Your bag will be the last one on the plane, the first one off the plane. This one's a little risky.
Yeah. That's a lot of thinking.
It's the best chance to make sure your bag is the first one off is to get it on last. So again, check in at the very last minute with your bag.
I can't live life like that.
I don't know. That would give me anxiety thinking about that.
Yeah.
I have the biggest anxiety in the world about missing a plane.
Yeah. The one that sounds the most appealing is obviously first class because I was born just like to only be in first class. To be honest, like if I were to be reincarnated as it would be someone like super wealthy. That's what I feel in my heart.
You don't want to earn it throughout this lifetime.
No.
You're hoping to come back gifted with blessings of wealth in your next life.
Correct.
And you believe you've done enough in this life to earn that?
Absolutely.
No.
Above and beyond.
Not a friggin' chance.
The Playhouse Podcast is made possible thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices. Catch the live show weekdays from 5:30 to 9 on 104.7 KCLD. Now, share this with a friend.